Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I couldn't be more happy than to have our new friend Anthony Fennell here from Ikan. He's a product developer out of Texas, and you've been up here having a lot of fun at Sundance, both as a volunteer and also out there with the product, which is pretty fun. Have you had a great time?
I've had an amazing time. I've loved coming back, and I think I'm going to be a lifer. I'll be here every year. Every
reason to do that, for sure. And one of the things that I thought was really exciting about this year's event, about Sundance, is that we saw the use of the iPhone again. This seems to be kind of repeating now. We've seen a couple of films that have come out that have used devices like that to film an entire feature-length movie. And it's exciting because there's, obviously, it's a good camera. What they always say, right? The best camera you have is one in your pocket.
That's correct.
That's incredible when you can do that with cinema, but apparently that's the case.
Well, I feel like if you're a documentary filmmaker, sometimes the only camera you're going to have with you while the crew's rustling up something else, yep, and there's that magic moment. The iPhone, hey, sometimes it's now moved into that place where I think the quality is good enough to match it with other cameras, or if you're just a documentary filmmaker, it may be the only camera you can afford.
Well, exactly. You know, I still say it's not the right camera for the red carpet, but you know, you should bring the big camera for that. But for all kinds of other stuff, it makes some sense. And this year there was a film in Sundance called Tangerine, which used an iPhone for, like I said, the entire feature. In fact, as I understand, they used 3 of them. Mm-hmm. With a bunch of different devices, which is really what we want to talk about, because you can't, I mean, you could do it just with the phone, but kind of nice to have all the little bells and whistles to make it a little bit, you know, prettier, right?
Yeah, I agree. My understanding with Tangerine, they used a Moondog Laboratories anamorphic lens attachment. Oh, really? And I've spoken with them before, and I'm really happy with these products that they're putting out, and I think they're going to help take this portable filmmaking, this iPhone cinematography, if you will, to the next level.
Yeah, in fact, I remember that earlier this year, the commercial that Apple shot for theirs was, you know, or I guess it was what the anniversary, and they shot a whole lot of stuff with it, and it was beautiful. Mm-hmm. I mean, incredible stuff. So, well, let's talk about some of the gear that you might want to have in your quiver, so to speak, if you're going to go out and do this. One of the things I thought was kind of cool, obviously, some of the software like Filmic. It seems like a good thing. You might want to have Filmic Pro.
Filmic Pro is a great app.
$8 for the app. There's lots of others.
But Adobe Clip, you can start shooting with on your iPhone and then upload it to the cloud, and then using Adobe Clip, you can immediately drop it into your editor's timeline in Premiere Pro, and he can get to work while you're still shooting out in the field. And this is a phenomenal tool to have.
Yeah, indeed. Well, you know, filming in the limited space that we do in the Air Force in airplanes, where I film the rest of my time, I don't have a lot of room in a cockpit to get out a big camera. So this is really important, and especially the stability side of it. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about stability for a minute. So we've got several different examples of stability control here.
Right.
So what have I got here?
Okay, this is the Fly X3, and this is the Fly X3 Plus. Okay. These are three-axis gimbals used for the iPhone, and then the iPhone Plus holds the iPhone and the GoPro, so it's like a forward-facing camera, and it's going to have a gesture control, so you have kind of the same kind of controls you would with a tripod head. Right. Neat thing here is you can flip it around and shoot some selfies for yourself, some selfie videos. Kind of a snorri cam. If you wanted to throw the GoPro on there and do some more action stuff, hopefully we're going to get on the mountain and do some stuff on the mountain.
We're going to definitely try it out, for sure. You're going to be coming back from Texas to hang out with us on the snow, I think, often.
I hope so.
If things go the right way.
So the greatest thing about these, I believe, is it's almost like it's rather than be a fly on the wall, now you can actually be a fly that's traveling through a scene. So to me, I feel like that's maybe a new age cinema verite style of shooting.
Right. Well, it certainly gives you the same idea as a Steadicam. So you can have some of those kind of moves, a good chase move. In fact, I was running down the sidewalk behind somebody yesterday with this thing, and yeah, it was flawless.
Yeah, it's a fantastic tool.
Wow. And these are ones that they're battery operated, right?
They're battery operated.
Charger,
this one,
charge it.
You can hot swap the battery, and there's no real calibration. As long as you balance out your phone ahead of time, you can just continue shooting.
Wow. That is so cool. And some of this is the same technology. I guess that's kind of the neat part. From the small gimbals on quadcopters, stuff like that, we see a lot of these same things on those.
Exactly. We pretty much just sourced the parts and then pulled this portion is something that you would see on the bottom of a chopper or a drone, and we sourced the battery and the handles, and they came up with a new product, and it's taking kind of all of this new technology and moving it to a better place. And I really feel like the next wave maybe you're going to have your wireless mic, and then you've got your news reporters going out, and they can shoot everything and upload it from their phone to the station.
Yeah, it's immediate.
And everything they can take with them will be in a bag.
Wow. It's hard to imagine. It's crazy that we're getting so far along with that. Let's talk about that, because that's an important part of it, the sound. You can get away with some interesting issues with video. Every now and then you can get away with a little something wrong, but when it comes to sound, people get kind of whacked out. It's got to be perfect.
Right.
And that's where making sure you have a lav mic or something like that becomes pretty important, especially for documentary use, right?
Right. So there are several products out there. We found one that it's just an iPhone lavalier mic. You plug it in; it doesn't require any power. I think Rode has one out there right now as well, and you just plug it in, and you can have an interview with quality sound, recorded straight into your phone. Of course, for a real shoot, you'd want an audio guy, but
yeah, well,
if you're on the run and you're a one-man show, then this is a good scenario.
Well, you're enjoying it. Like it's a lot of fun to do, isn't it?
Yes.
And this is important. If you're going to film in Texas, you better get your iPhone Texas sunglasses.
That's right.
All right. So let's move on to another device that I think is pretty important. That's lighting. So we have an example of some of the lights that you guys have. You have all kinds of lighting.
Yeah, I've got all kinds. At ICANN, they've got a bunch of different LED lights. This is a Piatto light.
I love this.
It's an edge light, so it has the LEDs around this side, and then it has this opaque surface. It gives it a really, really soft, almost like a silk look. They're daylight balanced for indoors.
So it's what, 5600?
56K.
Yeah.
And then they come with different battery plates on the back. You can use whatever.
So if you already have tons and tons of old Sony batteries without a camera, finally you can
That's
you got
right.
somewhere to use them again.
So they have a
I love this digital display back here with battery and dimmer strength.
Right, and so they have a 90 CRI, so they're a very high CRI, so they're going to match up with, your other color rendering index. They're going to match up with your other daylight balance lights.
And it mounts all over this thing.
It mounts all over the place.
Wow.
So it comes in circle, a larger circle, a rectangle, and then a square. So if you want to put them in your visors in your car, so all of a sudden you can illuminate a car and shoot and be on the go and be completely mobile and have no need for power. Everything's battery operated. So I mean, you can have an interview scenario with everything,
Yeah, you've got everything you need right here.
Three-point lighting.
And I guess the thing you shouldn't be worried about, don't be scared, if you've never made a film. This is the way to do it and feel like you're not making a huge investment. You can have some fun with it, right? There's a lot of contests. We were looking at some of the contests that are online for making some of these films, quick films. In fact, I think ICANN had a bunch of stuff on their website about that and about all the other gear. It's really awesome stuff.
Right. Yeah. I think we're going to see in the next few years. I know that there are iPhone film festivals now, strictly if you shot something on your iPhone. So I think this style of shooting is just going to evolve, and I think we're going to see some amazing people emerge from this new independent scene of filmmakers, if you will. Yeah.
It sort of seems a lot like what we were experiencing just a few years ago when we were moving into shooting with the regular cameras, and we kind of went to the the DSLR. That switch brought in a lot of new people. This brings in even some more. So the creativity, it belongs to all of us. Have fun with it, right?
Yes.
So where can we find ICANN's products?
You can go to icancorp.com. We've got all of our products on a web page there, or you can go to a dealer close to you. Most of our products are with Film Tools or B&H Photo.
Yeah.
So you can find all of these things there.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you so very much. This is great stuff, Anthony.
Thank you for having me.
Great to help people get out there and get that creative bug to put some stuff on film. Also, it's a really good idea, just I think, if you've got somebody, a member of your family that you just want to capture, especially as your family gets older. It's important to capture those moments with people that you may not be able to hear those stories again. I think that's the best place to use this stuff.
I agree.
So everybody needs it for that. All right, well, thank you so very much, Anthony. Great stuff from Ikan. I'm going to film us off right now with this, and back to it. Here we go. Great stuff, and we will be back with more right here on the Mountain Morning Show after
this
do a selfie break.